Bayelsa State give me this opportunity to commission this road and this academy.
No, this is the road.
This is the road.
The Professor K. Williamson Drive.
Yes. So I've been commissioned it by cutting this gate. I commissioned it in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Amen.
We want to see him doing it. Yeah. Hey, Mike.
Our former head of state, one of the young Ijaw men then that you granted amnesty alongside Burrow, retired Captain Sam Owunaro is also here with us.
Your Excellency, we are not only excited, we are still at a loss of your love for this local government.
Babette.
Again, I want to repeat what my elder brother Ekpenyapa said. No governor has touched the soil and the lives of Kolokuma Opokuma people the way you have touched them.
Today is another successful day. I decided to come here first to wait for my boss. And I've been here and I see a change Kaiama. When I came here last, we came here to inaugurate INC Constitution. Immediately after NRC convention in Port Harcourt. But the place has changed. Change in actual sense, not change by paper. We are here today to commission the academy. I am totally in agreement with all those who have said, without education, there is no development. That has been the bane of the Ijaw tribe, the bane of the Ijaw people. Before 1968, there was only one grammar school under my supervision. And before I left, in 1957, there were over 10 grammar schools in the whole of the Ijaw land. And I'm proud to say one of them was the grammar school I established at Torebeni, where Your Excellency, the Executive Governor, passed through. Today we are here to commission an academy of education. I remember that in 1969, we wanted a university in the Midwest after the military crisis, where everybody had to retire to his home. All our students came home. And we thought we should establish what was known as a technical university, MIT, Midwest Institute of Technology. By then, it was said that the federal government under General Gowon had placed a ban on further opening of conventional universities. We made our case to him that we're a backward people. We needed a university. We are not asking federal government to do it for us. But when it came break, who was then the federal Minister of Education, wanted the institute to go to Port Harcourt. So we pleaded with General Gowon. He consulted with his late Secretary to the Government, Abdulaziz Attar. The NUC at that time had Rotimi Williams as the chairman, Okoye Adepo as the secretary. He granted that we should have MIT. And today, what is now University of Benin was created by General Gowon. And I became the first pro-chancellor of that university for 5 years. Today, University of Benin is a success. And I believe also, Gowon's hand will not touch a bad thing. He's coming here today to commission this academy. This academy will surely grow from strength to strength and to be one of the best higher institutions in this country. At this juncture, let me say this. I don't flatter people. At the age of 90, I say what I believe in. I speak the truth. I saw yesterday in Yanagua that the whole place has opened. I couldn't recognize where I was. First of all, I asked my boy, are we in Abuja? He said no. Are we in Lagos? So my executive governor, please carry on. You have brought success and development to the Ijaw nation. But what is more important? Happiness of everybody. People believe that when you have an election and people have fought election, you remain perpetual enemies. This is not done in other parts of the world. So I'm appealing to you, whether you are APC, whether you are PDP, whether you are NDC, please use your leadership to bring everybody together. We are a backward people. People exploit our resources, and if we fight among ourselves, you would not have time to defend your people. Let us come together. General Gowon, you are welcome. We are very proud of you. Your marks are everywhere in this state. Without River State, there would be no Bayelsa State. Without your thinking of creating more states in this country in 1967, one would not be thinking of Bayelsa State. So we thank you very much, and may the Almighty God continue to guide, protect you, give you the courage and wisdom to pretend, to pilot the affairs of Nigeria, even though you are no longer the incumbent president of this country. You have a good role to play. Carry on, and God bless.
This state and my government will be hosting literary icons. Our one and only Nobel laureate, Professor Shoyinka, will be here with us tomorrow. And he will be ably supported by the Ijaw literary icons. Professor J.P. Clark is already here in town. Our father, in his 90s now, but still active, Dr. Gabriel Okara, is already here. He will be there on hand. And another illustrious leader of our people, Professor E.J. Alagwa, will be there. And I've also asked that Professor Tamino be also invited for him to join. I want to thank all civil servants and thank all political appointees. And let me use this opportunity again to say that the Education Development Trust Fund is not only for those of us in government. I want to call for support from the private sector.
companies that are operating, companies that have businesses in Bayelsa, individuals, leaders of our state, who are businessmen operating here and outside. This is for all of us to contribute quota to creating a new world in our state and in our country. I want to welcome you all. Yesterday, we all assembled to commission a very wonderful edifice known as the Governor's Office. One of the best in the country, yes. But it's not as important as the program for which we assembled today. I know that my government, as has been severally acknowledged, we have built roads, we have built hospitals. Hospitals that were not there before are now standing in every local government area of the state. And we have introduced the compulsory health insurance scheme. And it is also funded with 5% of the state IGR. 5% of our state IGR also is dedicated to funding the Compulsory Education Development Trust Fund. But let me put it this way. The roads and bridges that we have built and will continue to build are not as important as the mines that we are all here to jointly build, incubate, and develop. Yesterday, as I said earlier, we commissioned a building, an iconic structure. But today, we are all assembled here to commission minds and to commission souls. We're all here to work together to develop the foundation, the most reliable foundation anyone can build to deliver and ensure that we have a stable, progressive society. And that is why this government embarked on this revolutionary approach to education. We started by declaring an emergency in education. The reason our people are marginalized, the reason our people are not involved as much as they would like to be involved, is because maybe we too have not developed the critical mass of educated, competent, skilled professionals. And it is more and more competitive now, and so we have a duty to prepare the young minds for the more competitive society, more competitive workforce that awaits them. And that's why we started by building schools. There is no other school like this. I'm not aware of any. Actually, the carrying capacity of this school is about 2,000. 2,000 in boarding. And this is not a tertiary institution. Mind you, this is a secondary school. It's only a secondary school. And you have these schools, this local government has 3 of them. This one, the John National Academy, which is our elite institution for the training of future leadership of this state and of our country. You also have the Sports Academy at Asoma, which will kick off this month. And also the existing Kaiama Grammar School has been designated a boarding compulsory model school with boarding capacity. And that is only in one local government, Kaiama local government, Kolokuma local government. The one in Ekerema, for the first time, a boarding school in Ekerema has started with between 300 to 500 students, boys as well as girls. The one in Ogbea is set to take off. The one in Brass is set to take off. The one in Southern Ijaw, Oporoma, has already started. And because of the challenges of literacy in that local government and the size, we have already completed another one at Okube with a capacity for 300 to 500. And I've directed that another one be built also in the Puama area. And that is for Southern Ijaw. The one in Sabama is already set. And all these schools across our state, secondary schools, but if you enter there, if you get there, the facilities you will see, you will think you are in a tertiary institution. And the message we are passing today is a message of support for all our leaders, just like the chairman of occasion and our father has said. The development and the future of our state must be anchored on human capacity building. That is the most enduring investment any one of us, anybody in a position of leadership can make. And let me at this point pause to thank our leader, chairman of occasion, for establishing the school I attended, Government Secondary School, Torebeni, while he was commissioner for education. And I passed through it. And so let me also say, if you go to your school, that school you attended is one of the model schools. It is also a boarding school, like a tertiary institution. And those are the investments we have made. And so my message to our young people, you are clearly too young to know the challenges we are dealing with by providing these facilities and by making these investments. When you grow up, you will know that we had to do this even in the midst of a recession. Even now, month after month, the government provides money to buy school beds and foams and lockers and to buy uniform. All the uniform they are wearing now is provided by the government of the state. The laboratories are all equipped. And I was very proud when I walked into the lab, the physics laboratory the other day, and I saw young Bayelsans demonstrating practical physics lessons. That's the future of our state. Because whereas the roads and the bridges are important, in vain do we do all of these if we do not first invest in the human mind. That's the most important resource we have. And this government is bent on developing that potential to the fullest. I will say a few more things when we get into the hall, but let me also explain that this road, the road leading to this academy, has just been commissioned by our leader and father, General Gowon, and it is my honor and pleasure to announce this road to commemorate and honor the sacrifices of a great educationist from outside the shores of this state, outside the shores of our country, who dedicated our life to scholarship, who dedicated our life to the development of the Ijaw language and culture. This road is named after Professor K. Williamson, now of blessed memory. And from now on, the address of the Ijaw National Academy will be off K. Williamson Drive, Kaiama. Each one of these buildings, all the facilities will be named after our prominent icons. Again, to teach the lesson to our young ones that they should not aspire for anything less. And that when they do well, when they represent us well, there's a place of honor for everyone. And as I've always charged them, the girls as well as the boys, in all these schools, over 15 of them, boarding schools, funded freely by the state. And the other constituency schools we are building, 25, because we want to make it as close as possible to our people. I've told the children not to allow anyone tell them they're not good enough. I've told the children to simply aim as high as they can imagine, and then fly as much as they can. So on this note, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for coming to create sustainability of this free-boarding program targeted at between 5,000 to 10,000 young boys and girls. That's the number we are targeting to take off and incubate and train for academic excellence and for character building. The amount of 97 million is made up of the deductions from the salaries of the people in the public service, political appointments, as well as civil servants. I've spent a great deal of political capital, but believe that this is the right way to our state. I call for participation by the private sector and by all friends of Bayelsa. So this amount is presented. It includes also the 5% of our IGR. And that's why, because it is from the tax you paid that 5% is deducted, support this program. Every month, the deductions are passed to the Education Development Trust Fund, which we have established by law, and another 5% to the health insurance fund to take care of medical well-being of our people. Congratulations. Where is the executive secretary?
Commission this academy. What good this is going to be. So the commission will stay in the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. I have the rare honor and privilege to thank His Excellency, the Governor, for this opportunity to cut the tape to declare this auditorium open in the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Thank you.
And of course, we will proceed to unveil the plaque, and under the plaque and on both sides of the plaque are beautiful artworks of the students, drawings. I can see a beautiful drawing of the portrait of our former head of state right below the plaque.
Dickson's auditorium in the Ijaw National Academy was built by the Restoration government of the Honorable Henry Seriake Dickson and commissioned this 13th day of July 2017 by General Gowon, GCFR, former head of state and commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. May God bless this auditorium and all who are going to make use of it, for the glory of not only Bayelsa State, but Nigeria, and to the glory of God.